For the first time ever, and in a sign of possibly thawing relations, China has signaled it is open to importing rice from America. Rich Edson is in Washington with an update. Rich?
Good evening, John, and that's according to the Chinese Customs Office, the latest in a series of disarming trade gestures between the two countries. China is the world's largest rice market, and the U.S. rice producers called its announcement an important milestone in a more than decade-long fight to secure access to Chinese consumers. In a statement, industry group USA Rice says, quote, "As with all our dealings with China, the devil's in the details, and we have many questions, including when the first sales will be made. But this is definitely good news for our producers and millers as we enter the new year." USA Rice says China still needs to announce a list of approved American rice mills. It's also unclear how much American rice China will import. It also buys rice from other Asian countries. The U.S. and China had previously raised tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars of imports from each other's countries. China and the U.S. are in the middle of a 90-day negotiating window where both have agreed to hold off on tariff increases and offer goodwill gestures. China has said it would lower tariffs on American cars and resume buying American soybeans. That negotiating period ends March 1st, though administration officials have said they would consider extending it if the two countries have made enough progress. Chinese authorities say U.S. and Chinese negotiators will hold their first face-to-face meetings next month since President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping met earlier this month at the G20 summit in Argentina. The Trump administration says it is confronting China's rampant intellectual property theft and what it calls abusive trade practices. John?
So, Rich, this is one of many, many steps, but it's really not a deal. We don't have any quantities. We don't have any orders. At this point, it's just an open door, and we have a long way to go.
Exactly. And this is something that's been a negotiating point between the United States and China for a decade now. It's a big step, at least specifically to rice producers, but they're even saying they need to see more from the Chinese government before they can actually start selling to that big market.
Thank you, Rich. Joining me now is Fox News contributor Fred Barnes. Fred, good to see you.
Thank you.
So these talks about rice imports go back many, many years to specific discussions that really predate the Trump administration. Do you see this as a victory for his administration or just part of a long ongoing process?
Well, it's part of a long-going process, and it's been called a goodwill gesture by the Chinese. I don't think the Chinese will be bringing a lot of goodwill when the trade talks resume in January. They are tough negotiators. They do not want to lose the advantage in trade that they have with the U.S. and so many other countries around the world, and partly because of unfair trade practices which they pursue. But I think the U.S. does have some advantages here. Remember, there are two issues that Trump has been talking about for decades, and he really cares about. One of them, of course, is immigration, and the other one is trade. And so I think he's going to be a tough negotiator, and he's hired one to be his chief guy, Bob Lighthizer, who is, I think, tougher than any of the trade representatives that other presidents have had in recent years.
This seems like sort of a baby step to me, Fred. There's not a lot of commitment, not a lot of meat on a bone. Are you worried this is really fluff?
Well, I'm not necessarily worried, but I think it is fluff. I think you have that quite correctly, and it just looks like so much more than it is. I don't think it will reflect any change, any softening in the Chinese trade practices or the way that the Chinese negotiate than we've seen before. They'll be as tough and mean as ever.
Well, you know, the Chinese are coming off a really tough quarter economically. Do you think that changes the dynamic of these discussions at all?
Well, that's a good question that I don't know the answer of. You would think normally with another country and maybe another issue it would. But with the Chinese, I suspect not. That, I mean, trade is so critical to their stature in the world and to their self-esteem and to their wealth and power that I think they're going to be just as hard a person to bargain with as we've ever seen.
You know, these past few weeks, the Chinese have talked about phone calls over the holidays and progress being made on the phones and an upcoming meeting in January. Do you feel optimism in this process? It does seem to be moving at a more accelerated rate.
Well, it does. Optimism, I wouldn't say that, because these are still the Chinese, and these things that you talked about, the phone calls and so on, they don't amount to much. And if anything, and the Chinese, of course, recognize that this is the stuff that'll get in the American press, and it'll look like, oh, boy, all of a sudden we're getting along there. This is going to work out fine. I think it will work out to America's advantage, but it's going to take an awful lot. It's going to take a huge struggle, and both Trump and his negotiator Bob Lighthizer are going to have to weather a lot of criticism from the media and from Americans as this goes on.
Yeah, this is going to be a long road for sure, not a quick negotiation.
Indeed.
Yeah. Fred, Happy New Year. Good to see you.